Well, we're going through the Ten Commandments, and remember that one of the Ten Commandments says that we should not murder. You know, when David was here on earth, he actually had to do a lot of that. He was a king of an army, and they had to do a lot of murdering here on earth. It was instituted by God, but we are not supposed to murder. As a matter of fact, his son had to build the temple because he couldn't because of all the wars. Anyway, that's what we're talking about in this episode of Christian Music Videos, because in Exodus it says, "You shall not murder." So remember that. But you know, in the New Testament, it actually talks about that we not only shouldn't murder, but we shouldn't even hate our brother, because if we do hate our brother, it's almost as if we're breaking that commandment. So when Jesus came on earth, he actually talked about these kind of things. Do not murder, do not commit adultery, but he goes a step further, and he continues to perpetuate the character of God and the things that we should not do on this earth. So remember, the Ten Commandments, we need to follow those, but also we need to remember what Jesus says. Not only shouldn't we murder, but we also should not even hate our brother. If you have a problem with someone, you need to come to them and talk about it and work it out, pray about it. We need to make sure that we have that off of our heart and make sure that we're not in the murdering mode, so to speak. Anyway, let's go into our next music video, but first let's find out what Joy has to say about how you can write into the show.
If you want to write into the show, just write to Christian Music Videos, care of KTF Productions, P.O. Box 1583, Portage, Michigan 49081. Or you can email us at writecmv@hotmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, that does it for another episode of Christian Music Videos right here in Jerusalem, right next door to where King David was buried. I hope you enjoyed this episode of CMV, and remember the verse of scripture that we talked about, that we should not murder. Remember what Jesus said. Jesus said that we should not even hate our brother. We shouldn't have that kind of stuff on our heart, because if we do, it's kind of like we're murdering. So keep that in mind, and remember to come back next week for more Christian Music Videos. But first, I'm going to send you on to a CMV bonus track. See you next week.
This is the seed because he was King of Kings.
Oh.
But he's buried underground. They have the house, okay? So the tomb is below. Oh.
Want some free Christian music? Log on to ktfproductions.com to win a free Christian CD. Every month, 3 names will be drawn. This month, it could be you.
Join me next week for another episode of Surgeon's Scriptural Prescription. But until then, remember, a verse a day keeps the devil away.